welcome to the news on Enyimba TV. We are reaching you from the commercial city of Aba. First, the headlines. Again, federal government pleads for time over planned nationwide protest. Mayhem as River State Governor Fubara and former Governor Wike supporters clash. Suspended Health Commissioner in Abia State resigns. Thanks for joining us on the news at this time. My name is Esther Chima. Now the news in details. Ahead of the planned nationwide protest in August, the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, is appealing to Nigerians to be patient with the federal government. The minister made the plea after a meeting between the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, and ministers of the Federation. Briefing journalists after the meeting, Mohammed said the federal government is engaging with all stakeholders on the matter. Meanwhile, federal government says it is open to talks with the leaders of the planned nationwide protest slated for August 1 to 10. At an emergency meeting in Abuja, all the federal ministers were also directed to visit their respective states between Wednesday, July 24 and Thursday, August 1, when the protests are scheduled to begin. This is as selected ministers will also meet with state governors at the 143rd session of the National Economic Council at the Council Chamber of the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja today. This formed part of the action points from the emergency meeting between the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, and all ministers in Abuja. State governors on the platform of the Nigerian Governors Forum were last night in a closed-door meeting in Abuja. Under the aegis of the Nigerian Governors Forum, they met at the NGF Secretariat in the FCT. Enyimba TV gathers that some of the governors present at the venue are Governors Lawal Dauda from Zamfara, Bala Mohammed from Bauchi, Caleb Muftwang from Plateau, and Sharif Oborovori Delta, and Alex Oti from Abia State. This is as the governors of Enugu Pitamba and Borno States, Babangida Zulum, sent their deputies to represent them. The agenda of the meeting was not made public, but the governors at the last meeting had promised to give Nigerian workers a fair minimum wage. Imo State Governor and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma, says the planned nationwide protest is coming at the wrong time. Uzodinma cited the EndSARS movement of 2020, emphasizing the fragile political environment and warning about the potential for hijack by criminals. Speaking with State House correspondents after meeting with President Bola Tinubu, the governor urged citizens to protect the nation's stability and avoid actions that could worsen economic hardships. Governor Uzodinma's meeting with the president was with former Senate President Pius Anyim, who recently defected to the APC, and Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifuru. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, is describing the planned nationwide protest dated August 1 as politically induced. Wike stated this in Abuja during an inspection tour of the Akbokashi Road, saying the planned protest is to divert the attention of Nigerians from efforts by the President Bola Tinubu-led administration. He appealed to Nigerians to be patient with the federal government as modalities are being worked to bring succor to the masses. Nigerian Labour Congress NLC says it is not the organizer of the planned nationwide hunger protest slated for August 1. The union was responding to reports during the rounds that it had pulled out of a planned nationwide protest organized by the youths. A statement signed by the NLC president, Comrade Joe Ajero, further advised the federal government and the sub-national governments to listen to the cries of the hungry Nigerian people and address the economic crisis. The National Association of Nigerian Students is demanding the sack of the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mele Kyari, for his incompetence and ineptitude in handling the Dangote refinery and obvious conflict of interest in the fuel racketeering scheme. This is according to the students' body Senate President Okuomo Adewumi at their 74th Senate sitting, where they also warned tertiary institutions against arbitrary increases in tuition fees on the back of the rollout of the student loan by the federal government. The student body also demanded an immediate reduction in the price of petrol, threatening it will go on strike if the demands were not met by the federal government. Senate President Godswill Akpabio says the new minimum wage bill stipulates that employers cannot pay their domestic workers such as drivers, housemaids and gatemen below the 70,000 naira benchmark. Akpabio made this disclosure following the passing of the amendment of the Minimum Wage Act at a plenary session in Abuja. According to Akpabio, the 70,000 naira wage is the minimum amount any worker can earn, and it applies to all workers, not just those in government jobs. Supporters of the Rivers State Governor Siminalaye Fubara and those of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Wike clashed during a medical outreach in a Lio's community in Abia local government area of the state. It was gathered that trouble started when the State Ministry of Health officials were carrying out a medical outreach for women at the Eliozo Health Center. No sooner had the program started than some supporters allegedly loyal to a factional speaker of the State House of Assembly, Martin Amewule, arrived at the venue to find out the reason for the gathering. The venue is said to be near the residence of Amewule, who is the leader of the 27 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Wike. But supporters of the caretaker committee chairman of Abia local government area in the state, Chijoke Ihunwo, loyal to Governor Fubara, who were at the venue, allegedly stopped them from accessing the venue, leading to a heated argument and subsequent clash. Following the fisticuff, stones were pelted from several directions as the medical outreach was disrupted abruptly. The suspended Commissioner for Health in Abia State, Ngozi Okoronkwo, has resigned her appointment. Ukonha Njoko, the spokesperson to Governor Alex Oti of Abia State, disclosed this in a statement. Mr. Njoko said that Mrs. Okoronkwo had tendered her resignation letter to Governor Oti. The spokesperson said the governor has accepted her resignation while thanking her for her services and modest achievements in repositioning the health sector for better service delivery in the last 1 year. Enyimba TV recalls that Governor Oti in June suspended Dr. Okoronkwo for alleged gross misconduct. Motorists and commuters plying the Umuahia-Ikotekpene Federal Highway were yesterday subjected to agony as a female truck driver conveying cement from Calabar blocked the narrow, deplorable road with her truck. For several hours, traffic movement was completely halted and many vehicles leaving and entering Umuahia capital city via the road got trapped in the traffic. Shortly after Enyimba TV correspondent came to the scene around 11 a.m., a team of security personnel comprising soldiers and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps arrived at the scene to help restore order. The security operatives were pleading with the driver's husband to produce his wife so she could remove the truck from the road to enable other road users have an easy passage. He was seen making frantic efforts to contact the wife on the phone, but said her number was not connecting. Some sympathizers of the truck driver were overheard raining abuses on the touts. According to them, the driver was flagged down and held at the spot since Tuesday night until Wednesday morning, when she, ostensibly out of anger, decided to obstruct the highway to register her grievances. Abia State House of Assembly has passed Local Council's 2024 appropriation bill into law. The bill is for a bylaw to appropriate the sum of 56,732,136,110 naira for the services of the 17 local government councils of the state for the year ending 31st December 2024 and for other related purposes. Announcing the passage at plenary, the Speaker, Right Honorable Emmanuel Emerowa, said the bill, when signed into law, would be deemed to have come into force on the first day of January 2024. The House Committee Chairman on Appropriation, Honorable Uchonye Stephen Akachukwu, representing Abia Central State constituency, appreciated his colleagues for their contributions towards the passage as it was long overdue. Enyimba TV Umuahia correspondent Kingsley Wike reports that the House adjourned to reconvene on Tuesday, 30th July 2024. Youths of Obohia and Doki Autonomous Community in Okwa East Local Government Area of Abia State staged a peaceful protest in Umuahia to draw the attention of the State Governor, Dr. Alex Oti, to intervene in what they describe as injustice meted against them in the kinship tussle of the community. The youths accused some person of going against the constitutional process to illegally select a new Eze in the community after the death of their former traditional ruler, Eze Okere Dike. They also accuse officials of the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs of taking sides with the Enyimba Benson and Ugochukwu Ndubisi faction, as their series of petitions written through the ministry have not been attended to. Responding to the allegation in an interview, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mrs. Chidinma Nwogu, accused the people of not following due process before commencing the process of selecting their new traditional ruler. She, however, insisted that the ministry does not get involved in selecting the Eze of any community. Justice C.U. Okarafo of the Abia State High Court has barred the People's Democratic Party Abia State chapter from conducting its Congress scheduled for July 27, 2024. The ruling also restrains the party from extending the tenure of its current executive officers at the state, local government and ward levels. The court's order came in response to a motion brought before the court by Francis Etuzo, Chidindo Kalo and Enyimba Obu against the Abia PDP, the party's national chairman, national financial secretary, national organizing secretary, and national legal advisor. In the order dated July 23 and seen by Enyimba TV, the court restrained the defendants from holding or rescheduling the PDP Congress in Abia, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The defendants were also prohibited from taking any decision or giving any directive to extend the already expired tenure of the last state, local government and ward executive officers of the PDP in Abia State. Residents of Ekabara, Osisioma are begging for government's attention over the deplorable condition of their roads. This special report captures the condition of this road, which has left users traumatized, exposing them to accidents and deaths. The report. Some of the roads are either bad or undergoing some form of repairs. The Ekabara Road is one of such, with people suffering much distress on the road. Ekabara Road cuts across Omadoro, Oba Junction, Umuarapa and Osisioma. The area houses major companies, which has hitherto closed down due to bad condition of the road. The road was reconstructed and tarred up to the point where the geometric company is located, and after that point, the rest is history. This makes it very difficult for motorists to travel out of Ekabara. Chinenye, a native and commercial keke rider, lamented that they spend every penny they make fixing their keke, which frequently breaks down due to the condition of the road.
Anamaba keke n'ụzọ Ekabara Osisioma Road. Ụzọ anyị ndị egba for many years now. Ntụtụ afọ anyị atala ahụ ndị oke ewu. Edewata so kemgbe dati anyị rụcha keke taa ya emebi ekwechi.
Na bakona okada loza. Before I na-agba from Ekabara to Osisioma 200, ugbo anyị na-agbazi 400. Due to ụzọ adị mma. Ma tu ekwesịbele ba anyị loza. Ụzọ ndị na-arị ya dị slow, ana-arị otu o kwesịrị.
Business activities have been paralyzed due to the deplorable conditions of the road, as the number of road users or travelers who patronize business outfits along the road have dropped.
Sir White, onye na-ere floor na Ekabara. N'ihi na anyị mabụ ndị na-ere ahịa ebe a, ndị na-ere floor bakery materials ka anyị na-ere. Ndị ọzọ na-ere ahịa ebe a, ọ na-enye anyị nsogbu ibute ngwa ahịa from ebe anyị na-ebute berite ebe a. Anyị atala ahụ n'ụzọ well because ọtụtụ mgbe ka moto anyị ha na-ada ndị bụ ngwa ahịa na-abịa. So anyị na-arịọ gọvanọ ka onye anyị aka nọrọ akwa anyị anyị atala ahụ ebe a ahịa na-agawa n'ebe a ma ọ bụrụ na a ga-arụ ụzọ because ebe a ụzọ ebe a from Osioma to Werente ebe a ọ bụrụ na arụ ya ọ ga-eme ka ebe a mepee ya ọfụma.
Ile anya ụzọ adịghị mma ọ dịghị mma ma moto adịghị ịgbakwa ị ga-ehụ na onwe obere moto na-agba ebe a even nnukwu moto sef ọ dịghara ha ahụ ịgafe ọ dị imebisi ma meshin ma keke ihe niile ejide agala ụzọ lụọ ụbọchị ka ọdụ nwaanyị mbịata ike akpara ndara ebe a gbajie ụkwụ ha tete na-ewute onye ọbụla n'ihi otu ụzọ adịghị mma ọ dị ndị egede akpọrọ ahụ ebe a ya dị ka ọ bụla ime ọhịa wel ebe na eke akpara mbụkwa n'obodo ama ama kemgbe ụwa ndị mmadụ adịghịkwa ịbịakwa site ụzọ ọjọọ anyị asị gọvanọ ya biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka.
A good road network in the rural area is one of the key components of development because it promotes access to economic and social services like increase in agricultural productivity, employment opportunities, and poverty alleviation, as well as human capital development. Roads should be given priority attention by government to, among other things, save lives. Esther Chima reporting. You're watching Enyimba TV News. After the short break, the news continues with foreign, business and sports updates. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Now the news continues. Kenyan President William Ruto has named 4 heavyweight opposition politicians to join a broad-based cabinet in the wake of more than a month of anti-government protest. Ruto announced the names of 10 ministers to be part of a reformed cabinet, including 4 who are close to veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga, after a list of another 10 ministers was submitted to Parliament on Tuesday. The embattled president had sacked almost his entire cabinet on July 11, announcing a new partial lineup on July 19. Although this included some dismissed ministers. Since late June, Ruto has undertaken a series of measures to try to contain the crisis, including scrapping deeply unpopular tax increases and pledging cuts to what many see as lavish government spending. And from the business scene, the global solar industry is basking in the sun as prices of lithium batteries, crucial components in solar battery production, have dropped by 85% in 1 year, igniting a worldwide rush for clean energy solutions. However, Nigeria, a country with immense solar potential, finds itself on the sidelines as a weaker naira and rising inflation cast shadows on this potential boom. The price of lithium has tumbled by 85% in the past year to $11,930 per ton, its lowest level since 2020 after a market glut. Chinese companies' construction of U.S. solar manufacturing plants is surging, putting China in a position to dominate the nascent industry as other American factories struggle to compete despite federal subsidies. Sports. The Paris 2024 Olympic Games begins today with football and rugby, sevens taking center stage. Nigeria, represented by Super Falcons in women's football, will start its campaign in Group C against Brazil in Borders. Brazil is one of the teams tipped for a medal in women's football, but the Super Falcons say that they are also in contention for the podium, a point that they must prove in today's games against the Samba Girls. To unsettle the Brazilians' game plan, the Super Falcons are said to be targeting an early goal in the encounter, which they hope will jolt the South American giants and help them to set the stage for the team's other games against Japan and Spain. The Nigerians are seeking a historic victory against the Brazilians, as the 2 previous matches between both sides ended in defeat for the Super Falcons. And with that sports story, we wrap up this edition of the news on Enyimba TV at this time. But before we go, here is a recap of the top stories. Ahead of the planned nationwide protest in August, the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has appealed to Nigerians to be patient with the federal government. Supporters of the River State Governor Siminalaya Fubara and those of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Wike clashed during a medical outreach in a Liozi community in Obiakpo local government area of the state. The suspended Commissioner for Health in Abia State, Ngozi Okoronko, has resigned her appointment. Now that's our package of the news for now. Please join us for more updates in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Click on the notification bell to receive alerts when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Esther Chima. Do enjoy the rest of your day.